Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Vedant Agarwal. Our lead story, well, Chhattisgarh has a new chief minister. After almost 7 days of suspense, the BJP has finally picked a chief minister and it's a tribal leader. Remember, there was suspense over whether the BJP will pick an OBC face or a tribal contender for its chief minister for Chhattisgarh. But Vishnu Deo Sai is set to be the next chief minister of Chhattisgarh, a prominent tribal leader, somebody who has a lot of electoral experience as well, somebody who served as the party's state president multiple times and also been a Lok Sabha MP and a former minister, former union minister as well, somebody who has a completely non-controversial image. Well, as far as the cabinet composition is concerned, sources tell NDTV that Raman Singh, the former chief minister, is likely to be the speaker and 2 deputy chief ministers are also likely. Listen in to what Vishnu Deo Sai had to say and also what Amit Shah had to say on the campaign trail, giving us a hint of what the BJP's decision will finally be.
आज मेरे लिए बड़ा सौभाग्य का दिन है कि आज 6वें छत्तीसगढ़ विधानसभा के प्रथम बैठक में छत्तीसगढ़ के सभी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नवनिर्वाचित विधायकों ने सर्वसम्मति से अपना नेता चुना है। इसके लिए मैं सभी सम्मानित नवनिर्वाचित विधायक बंधुओं का बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा। साथ ही साथ छत्तीसगढ़ में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की बड़ी सफलता के लिए छत्तीसगढ़ के लाखों कार्यकर्ताओं को भी धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा।
विष्णुदेव जी हमारे अनुभवी कार्यकर्ता है, नेता है, सांसद रहे, विधायक रहे, प्रदेश अध्यक्ष रहे। एक अनुभवी नेता को आपके सामने भारतीय जनता पार्टी लेकर आई है। आप इनको विधायक बना दो, उनको बड़ा आदमी बनाने का काम हम करेंगे। मुझे बताओ, विष्णुदेव साई को जिताएंगे क्या? अरे ऐसे नहीं जीतते भाई, जोर से बोलो, जिताएंगे। कमल के निशान पर बटन दबाएंगे, कमल फूल की सरकार बनाएंगे।
मतलब एक छोटे से उसमें कार्यकर्ता के रूप में संघर्ष किए हैं। पहले सरपंच बने, पंच बने, सरपंच बने, विधायक बने, उसके बाद सांसद बने, फिर मंत्री रहे सांसद कार्यकाल में, अभी फिर तीसरी बार चुनाव जीत के मतलब मुख्यमंत्री बनने।
आपके बड़े भाई हैं, अब मुख्यमंत्री।
बहुत खुशी है, बहुत खुश हैं और पूरा मतलब जसपुर पूरा विकास करेगा।
हमारा बेटा छत्तीसगढ़ का मुख्यमंत्री बन गए। हम आदिवासी, सबका मन था कि आदिवासी सीएम बने, तो आज वो सब कुछ पूरा हुआ। मैं बहुत खुश हूँ, मेरा बेटा और आगे बढ़े।
After getting an absolute majority in the 9th House on December 3rd, the BJP carried out almost a week-long process on consultation and discussion in the parliamentary board with senior state leaders and finally today elected 59-year-old senior tribal leader and former union minister Vishnu Deo Sai as the leader of the BJP legislative party. He was among the other senior most state BJP leaders as front-runners for the top and the BJP reposed trust on him. His name was proposed by the former Chief Minister Dr. Raman Singh and supported by 2 senior leaders including the state President Arun Sao at the state party office Kusa Bhau Thakre Parisar in Raipur. The date for the oath taking will be around the middle of next week, following which he will select his 12-member ministerial team. Deo is the second tribal chief minister of Chhattisgarh after late Ajit Jogi, who was then from Congress party. 59 years old, who is from tribal dominated Jaspur district, began his political career as Sarpanch of Bagya Gram Panchayat in 1990. His next task will be definitely going to be challenging. First, to fulfill the promises amid the tight financial status of the state exchequer and to select his new cabinet. former Chief Minister Dr. Raman Singh might take the responsibility as the Speaker, as there might be a post of 2 Deputy Chief Minister in the state.
So, well, this as a larger part of the BJP's tribal outreach, something that's going to benefit the BJP in 2024 as well. But the suspense over who will be the Chief Minister in Madhya Pradesh continues. Well, a key BJP legislature meeting will be happening on Monday. The legislature party meet will finally decide as to who will be the next Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh certainly has been a very tricky state for the BJP, and who all are in the fray, of course, former Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, also Narendra Singh Tomar, Jyotiraditya Scindia is also in the fray, Kailash Vijayvargiya, somebody who has ministerial experience, and also V.D. Sharma, who has been the state president of Madhya Pradesh for the BJP. So that key meeting tomorrow on Monday for the BJP in Madhya Pradesh. And moving now from MP to Uttar Pradesh, well, Mayavati has set in motion her succession plan. Just a day after she sacked Danish Ali from the party, she has announced her nephew as her political successor. What really are going to be the political ramifications of this? Take a look at this report.
In a surprise announcement from Lucknow, Bahujan Samaj Party chief Mayavati has named her nephew Akash Anand her successor. The former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh picked her political heir at a key party meet attended by office bearers. 28-year-old Akash Anand is BSP's national coordinator and son of the party's national vice president Anand Kumar.
आकाश आनंद साहब हमारे नेशनल कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं और आज आए तो हम सभी लोग उनका स्वागत भी करते हैं और वो आगे जब कैडर होंगे, बैठकें होंगी, उनमें बड़े पैमाने पर युवाओं के बीच में जब वो जाएंगे तो बहुजन समाज पार्टी का तेजी से जनाधार बढ़ेगा.
First seen in Saharanpur rally in 2017 with Mayavati, Akash Anand's role in the party grew steadily in the coming years. In 2019, he addressed a public meeting for the first time when the party was in alliance with SP and RLD. As national coordinator, Akash was in charge of 4 state elections this year. He organized a 13-day yatra in Rajasthan where BSP managed to win 2 seats. The young face of a party gradually losing its presence, Akash will head party affairs in states other than UP and Uttarakhand.
The grand walls of the BSP office saw quite a bustle after a very long time. With a new face emerging, can the BSP hope for its revival ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls? With Ranveer Singh, Tanishq Punjabi for NDTV.
So, well, certainly a change of guard for the BSP, but what really is its strategy, that remains to be seen. But moving now, after much back and forth, a meeting for the India bloc is likely in Delhi on December the 19th. This after there were all these questions of differences between various parties, various regional parties. Of course, the SP and the Congress were in question as well. Various political jibes were taken from both sides. But now sources tell NDTV that on December the 19th is when the India bloc is set to meet here in the national capital. What really is going to be on agenda? Prashant has more details.
Well, you see, after the debacle of the Congress party in the just concluded assembly elections for 5 states, especially in the 3 key states of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, the efforts are now on to revive the talks between within India alliance parties. As you would recall, during the election campaign, Congress said it was busy with its election campaign, and rightly so, because Congress was the main stakeholder in all the 5 states. But many of the alliance partners had objections to it, and they were not happy with the talks that were stalled. And leaders like Nitish Kumar had openly, expressed his unhappiness over the delay in getting the talks started. But now efforts are on from the Congress party itself to revive the talks, and for that a meeting has been called of the top leaders of the India alliance parties, and that meeting is likely to happen on December 19th at around 2 p.m. at Constitution Club of India in New Delhi. So far as the agenda for the meeting is concerned, sources have told me that the main agenda for the meeting is going to be seat sharing talks, because many of the alliance partners have been demanding that talks for seat sharing should start immediately. In fact, during the last India alliance meeting, that was the main agenda, and it was declared in a press conference that the meeting and the talks for seat sharing would start sooner rather than later, but that did not happen because of the 5 assembly elections, and that made many of the alliance partners upset with the Congress party. But now the seat sharing talks are going to start, and the meeting is likely to happen on December 19th. Another agenda that is on the table would be the talks to finalize the agenda for the common rallies that are going to happen. The common rallies were also planned during the last meeting, but that did not happen because Kamal Nath and many other leaders, especially from Madhya Pradesh, had objections because the first common rally was slated to be held in Bhopal, but that had to be cancelled because of objections from leaders like Kamal Nath. But now the meeting has been called on December 19th to sort out these issues. But two issues, the two very key issues are not likely to be discussed during the meeting. The first is whether to project any leader as the prime ministerial candidate. That is unlikely to be discussed as per the sources. And secondly, appointing somebody as the convener of the India Alliance Party, that is also not likely to be discussed. So two key issues are not likely to be discussed. Many leaders from JDU have been demanding that Nitish Kumar should be appointed as the convener or should be appointed as the prime ministerial candidate of the India parties. But so far as next meeting on December 19th is concerned, sources have confirmed me that these two issues are not likely to be taken up. So this is going to be a very crucial meeting, and we will have to wait and see that the cracks that we saw during the election campaign, especially between Akhilesh Yadav of Samajwadi Party and the Congress Party, that cracks and the differences within India Alliance parties and India Alliance leaders they will be able to settle those issues. So it is yet to be seen. So December 19th meeting is going to be very crucial.
So, well, politics speaking ahead of 2024. We'll take a quick break now. News continues on the other side. Welcome back. In the sensational Gogamedi murder case, the main shooters have now been arrested and they are in the custody of the Rajasthan police. But the police say that their main aim is to reach the kingpin outside of India. Take a look at this report. In a dramatic late-night operation, a joint team of the Delhi and Rajasthan police arrested the main shooters in the sensational Gogamedi murder in Jaipur 4 days ago. Rohit, Nitin and their accomplice were arrested from Chandigarh a day after Ramveer, who helped the shooters hash the plot, was arrested from Jaipur. It has been a cat-and-mouse game between the police and the shooters, who have been on the run ever since the Karni Sena leader was shot dead in broad daylight at his Jaipur home.
कल 9 तारीख को जो 2 शूटर्स थे और उनको जो व्यवस्था करा रहा था, लॉजिस्टिकल असिस्टेंस दे रहा था, उनको हम चंडीगढ़ सेक्टर 22 में एक होटल के बाहर से दस्तयाब किया है और उनको अभी राजस्थान लाया गया है. जो मास्टरमाइंड है, जो कॉन्स्पिरेटर, मेन कॉन्स्पिरेटर है, उन तक पहुंचे और उनको कानून के सामने लाने का है.
Gogamedi's murder was a carefully planned conspiracy. The police suspect notorious gangster Rohit Godara to be the mastermind. Godara, seen as an arch rival of the Karni Sena leader, tasked his confidant Virendra Charan to execute the murder. Charan, lodged in a jail in Rajasthan, chose his inmates Rohit Rathod and Virendra Shekhawat for the job. They were given 50,000 rupees each to shoot down Gogamedi at his Jaipur home. Their accomplice Naveen Shekhawat helped the shooters enter Gogamedi's residence for the shootout. The shooters fled the spot and planned to leave the country, according to the police. While the 4 accused are now in the custody of the Rajasthan police, the weapons are yet to be recovered. Questions now being raised on the law and order situation in Rajasthan and gangs operating in the state with impunity. With Shubhang in Delhi, Vedant Agarwal, NDTV. So, well, many larger questions being raised as to why these gangs are operating with impunity. But moving now to the other big story, well, the Supreme Court will pronounce its verdict on a batch of petitions challenging constitutional validity of the scrapping of Article 370 and the division of Jammu and Kashmir into 2 union territories on Monday. Now, 5-judge bench headed by Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud had reserved the judgment following a marathon 16-day-long regular hearing of the case on September the 5th. Now, there are 23 petitioners who have challenged the centre's move, and any decision by the constitutional bench will have far-reaching implications on the ground as well. What were really the highlights of these hearings? Because remember, there were back-to-back hearings and many arguments made by the petitioners and the government as well. What were the highlights and what is going to be the major implication and the fallout on the ground? Nazir Masoodi has more details.
Amid hope and pessimism, Kashmir is eagerly waiting for the verdict on Article 370 by a constitution bench of Supreme Court tomorrow. It is a case which is connected to the emotions, to politics, to the constitution states of Jammu and Kashmir, and also larger politics and the federal structure of this country as well. Because there are two important things which have been challenged by the petitioners. Batch of petitions were there, around 23, which have challenged the constitutional validity of the centre's decision. First was the presidential order CO 272, CO 273, which scrapped Article 370. The challenge was that governor cannot become the assembly of the Jammu government, of elected government, and then recommend the revocation in scrapping of Article 370, and president cannot turn the constituent assembly of Jammu and Kashmir into assembly, then the governor will assume the role, and that is against the scheme of things, constitutional scheme of things. Second thing is the Reorganization Act. Reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir was dividing Jammu and Kashmir into 2 union territories, which was decided on the 5th August 2019. So there are now 2 union territories, Union Territory of Ladakh and Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Legal experts are saying that and during the course of the hearing, they said that there can be one area can be carved out as a union territory from a state, but a mother has to be there, state has to be there. But in this case, complete state was removed from the map of the country. So this, whatever decision Supreme Court will take will have far-reaching consequences on the federal structure of the country. That is what the petitioner's contention was during the hearing. And importantly, this is the first major constitutional case which was live streamed, and here in Jammu and Kashmir, people were first time seeing that their perspective is being put forward in the Supreme Court. And then that's why there was a lot of hope among people who watched that live streaming, which continued for 16 days. It was a regular hearing. All the sides put forward their point of view very forcefully. So whatever the decision will be, it will be having far-reaching consequences. But we have seen political leaders saying that they went to Supreme Court and the parties went to Supreme Court with this hope that the Constitution will be upheld. And the Supreme Court has repeatedly said that they will only look into the constitutional aspect of this case. If Supreme Court upholds the centre's decision, then it would be the 370 is gone, and which has already gone, and the state, whether that would come back or not. But if it is going to strike down this Reorganization Act, then lots of things are going to change, and Jammu and Kashmir state can be restored sooner than later. So this is a very important day for the future of Jammu and Kashmir, and how this place will be governed in future, and its constitutional relations with the rest of the country. While 370 is in a sense sui generis because it's only linked to the Jammu and Kashmir state, but as far as the Reorganization Act is, whatever Supreme Court will take decision on this, it will have far-reaching consequences.
So, well, all eyes on that crucial Supreme Court verdict on Monday. That's all the time that we have on this bulletin. From all of us here, goodbye.